What's up, buddy? How you been? I got a question for you. Are you a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Because I gotta say something. I was a huge fan as a kid, and then I kind of got older, and I kind of forgot about the Turtles, and you go through that phase where you leave behind your childhood stuff, and you go, oh, that was dumb, that was kid stuff, whatever else. And then when you get older, you start thinking about it again, and you go, no, that was actually pretty good. Maybe sometimes you're blinded by nostalgia, but I'm gonna make the argument that Turtles is one of these franchises that is genuinely good. They've had some missteps, they've had some bad movies. I've never even seen that Michael Bay movie because I heard it's a complete train wreck. But you have to respect that Turtles was something. It wasn't created by a toy company or in a corporate boardroom. It was created by two guys out of Northampton, Massachusetts, actually my old stomping grounds. I remember hanging out in Northampton, and it was Turtles Mania because it was the birthplace of those guys. And from, an independent comic came an entire franchise, which is frankly original. It's fresh. It was new at the time. Yes, there's been, endless copycats now. But Turtles, it's really just a great brand. It's a great franchise. And it's so exciting, again, to see something that was created by two guys. It wasn't created, by the Disney machine or some mechanized apparatus in a corporate boardroom. It was made by some guys, and they hit upon a fantastic formula, and they nailed it. And you have to love it for that. Which is why part of me, I think Turtles doesn't get as much respect as it should. I feel, I see like all these Marvel movies coming out. I see all this, people obsessed with Star Wars, and I go, Turtles is one of those brands that I almost feel should have the same amount of appeal. I think it's that good, which is why I was, tentatively excited for there's going to be a new Turtles movie. I think this is getting a theatrical release. It's a big animated movie, kind of in the style of a Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse kind of thing. And I'm excited. I will talk about what I'm excited about, what I'm not excited about. But let's just put it this way. I feel weird. I'm worried I'm a racist. And I never know what to do with this modern, media where they feel the need to put diversity in all the media and make sure every color is represented. And I can't. Part of me goes, yeah, I understand why you're doing that. And part of me goes, but why did you have to do it in this way? And that's what I want to talk about. Guys, hit that button. Subscribe to the Veto Nation. And let's take a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're not going to watch the whole trailer. But real quick, I want to say, now, one reason I, again, was not so excited about this is I don't know if, let's see, does it have somewhere on, yeah, from permanent teenager Seth Rogen. I do hate Seth Rogen, but I don't trust Seth Rogen as a comedic talent. I've never found him very funny. I think he kind of just stumbled into the role of everyone's favorite stoner, which is a fairly easy role to play, but I can't think of any project that he's been in charge of that has ever been like laugh out loud funny. Don't forget, I think it was a year ago he was in charge of that Santa Inc. cartoon along with Sarah Silverman, which completely bombed. So I don't know, can this guy write good comedy? Is he the guy I want to trust with the Ninja Turtles? I mean, if I had it my way, I'd have the original creators, Eastman and Laird, back writing the scripts, but I guess you gotta have a name like Seth Rogen attached. Now, I will say it's doing some interesting creative stuff. The animation looks great. One thing I do like is that they're using actual, teenage voices. The turtles sound like kids, which is something we don't normally see. Normally, they don't sound like real teenagers. It's clearly older guys putting on a voice. But real quick, we'll play this scene where Donnie gets well, I won't spoil it. Let's take a look.
What the heck are those things? They look like little Shreks to me.
Oh, we've prepared our whole lives for this.
The animation looks very cool.
Oh my God! Oh my, I'm gonna be sick.
Leo, what happened? Is Donnie bleeding? It was an accident.
Mikey, watch out!
It really works. Like, the voices really work. Donnie freaking out that he's got Raphael's sign in his leg. Just hearing those little kid voices. It's in my leg for the like, that works. I have to admit, that's pretty good. So I'm cautiously optimistic. As I said, I think the animation looks good, but there are some weird design choices. We saw real quickly in here. They're designed for Splinter. Why does he have an afro? He looks terrible. I like, again, I know you want to update it for a modern audience. You're going to change some of the designs around a little bit. I don't like how Raph, they've decided he's now a bruiser. He's always got to be bigger than all the other turtles, but fine. They want to differentiate them more. But then we get to, and again, am I even supposed to talk about this? Here's the problem with being on YouTube. Is like some guys will just talk about this and they just go, yeah, I don't like it. You know, fuck diversity and whatever. I don't want to say fuck diversity. I love diversity. That's the thing. I do think it is good to have people of all different creeds and colors involved in these projects. The problem is that sometimes I think it doesn't work. Let's take a look. Here, I love this, the Laird. Again, one of the creators of the Ninja Turtles, Peter Laird, that's his name. So,
were baby turtles who made contact with mystery goo.
Well, we prefer the term ooze, but yeah.
It's like more like, it's just nicer.
It rolls off the tongue better, yeah.
Ooze. It's nice, right? It's ooze.
So again, I love the way the turtles are talking. It sounds like the way teenagers actually talk. But, okay, this character who's interviewing them, I went, oh, please tell me that's not what I think it is. This is April O'Neil. And I'm like, are they, I never know, are they baiting me? Like, did the companies do this on purpose? I know that's always I don't think that's true. A lot of people go, no, they do this on purpose because they want you to complain about it, which creates press for the cartoon, and then they can call all the haters racist crybabies. Honestly, guys, I've been in Hollywood. I've sat in on like marketing meetings, not for anything big, but I've done a little bit of marketing myself. I don't think anyone is sitting around going, let's race bait people to get them to complain, which it makes no sense. How does that make them more money? Nobody, like, there's this weird theory that like people go and see these things out of solidarity for a black April O'Neil. I think that's just a very stupid, what do you call it? Conspiracy theory. If anyone has, and again, if this had happened, if these studios really were just race baiting to try and get press, somebody would come out and leak that by now. There would be somebody on one of these boardrooms willing to talk about it. So I don't buy that. But I do get the feeling that the writers are like, I wonder if there's something in the back of their mind where they're like, well, what should we do for April O'Neil? Let's make her black. And I think part of it is that's a good way to, they go, well, that's a good way to add diversity. But then I go, I think there's some part of them goes, yeah, that'll really piss, a certain group of people off. That's going to piss all these white cis fanboys off if we make April O'Neil black. And again, maybe that's just me being jaded that I think that they have that thought. But there's just something about where you go, let's talk real quick about the history of April O'Neil. I brought this up. I found this picture. So obviously, if you watch the cartoon as a kid, this is the April O'Neil you remember. And it's probably the most popular, iconic image. Is her as the newscaster wearing, for some reason, a yellow jumpsuit. I've never seen a newscaster wear that, but fine. With, let's just say some tig old biddies there. I don't know what this is. This looks like some cosplay. Was this like from the live action show or something? Then in the Michael Bay movie, you have this. And then this is one of the many animated adaptations. There is an animated adaptation where she is black. And I think it's fine to play around with characters somewhat. I'll get to my point in a second. Now, a lot of people are arguing, because obviously the normal gambit of YouTube commentators are going, this is an outrage. How could you make April black? Again, her last name's O'Neil. She's clearly Irish or Scottish or something. O'Neil is not a classic African-American name. But to be fair, to be clear, the original depiction of April O'Neil in the comics was very ethnically ambiguous. Now, obviously, they very quickly decided that she was a white lady, but Kevin Eastman, one of the co-creators... Oh, my ad block's been updated. Thank you so much for interrupting my video. Kevin Eastman, one of the creators, said, well, I based her on my girlfriend who is mixed race. I don't know if she's half white, half black, but kind of a very fair-skinned black lady. So Kevin Eastman has said, I thought of April when we originally drew her as mixed race. Peter Laird, the other co-creator, says, oh, I always thought of her as white and just a white lady with a jerry curl. Very clearly, they came to a consensus and they said, let's make it a white lady with a jerry curl. And if you find, the colored issues and whatever else, very clearly they have decided that she was a white lady. But you can say, that's the thing is I go, well, it's kind of interesting that she was ethnically ambiguous. I honestly thought she was like Jewish or something. She's kind of that classic Jewish, again, I don't want to be racist. I don't know how to describe it. But I think it's fine if you said, okay, well, we want to do an April who looks like her original appearance with the big 80s hair and the hoop earrings, and we're going to make her, a half black woman. I would go, well, that's kind of cool. We haven't seen that interpretation. It is true to the comics, whatever else. But this does not look like this does not resemble the character in any way. It doesn't look like her original appearance. It doesn't look like any of her animated appearances. It doesn't look like any of her comic appearances. It looks like a completely new character. And not to be too mean, but I guess I can because it's a cartoon lady. She's not attractive. Call me crazy. I don't understand this trend in media. I go and I look at these projects and I go, I play a lot of video games and watch anime and shit. And the women are always pretty attractive. They're good looking. And as a red-blooded man, I go, hey, that I've been reading Spy X Family, the mom from Spy X Family, Yor. I go, hey, that's kind of a hot little Asian fighting chick. Pretty cool. And then I see this and I go, look, and I'm not a pretty guy either, but I can aspire to, I want something to aspire to. This is just, there's no curves here. It's a fat lady. The classic way of drawing a classic beauty is this would curve in. She would have, curvaceous boobs. This is, what are you supposed to say? This is more realistic because this is what women look like now? I mean, I guess, as depressing as that is. As I said, I will settle for a hot black April O'Neil. I don't really care if she's black. That's what it comes down to. I don't think it's a problem. I just think that she should resemble the actual character. And that's where people call me a hypocrite, first of all, because they go, oh, how can you be upset about this? You've said in the past it's okay to race swap certain characters. I think, for instance, like in the Batman, Commissioner Gordon was a black guy in the most recent one. And I think that's fine, not only because there is precedent, and also Catwoman was black in that movie. And there's precedent because there's been black Commissioner Gordons, Billy D. Williams in the Tim Burton movie. There's been a black Catwoman on the TV show. So not only is there precedent there, but also the character resembled Commissioner Gordon. It was just Commissioner Gordon as played by a black guy. I look at this. The only thing that would tell you this is April O'Neil is the fact she's wearing a yellow jacket. Nothing else. April O'Neil never had glasses. Obviously never had dreads or whatever you want to call this. April O'Neil was tall, statuesque, beautiful woman. I brought up this picture. Honestly, this artist was trying to defend it. She's like, April's beautiful no matter what. Here's an April I drew, but I'm happy with it. And I just look at this and I go, this is just infinitely more appealing to me. Is to have what is wrong with having beautiful characters, attractive characters? What do I get out of her being? Am I supposed to find this attractive? It looks like, she's fine, whatever. Hopefully she has low enough standards to date a guy like me. I guess I could say that about this April O'Neil. But I look at this and I go, God, this is just such a more appealing design, happy, with the curves, tall, Amazonian, beautiful looking woman. This, I don't like it. And I'm going to say, I don't think I'm racist. Because again, I think if you went with this original depiction of April O'Neil and you wanted to say, well, we're going to say that, they wanted to make her black, or we're going to try and do this version, I'd be like, that's kind of cool. This, I'm not getting anything. I don't see April O'Neil here. And is me being uncomfortable about it, me being a secret racist or a secret misogynist, or there's something wrong with me and I got to get with the picture, I got to modernize my way of thinking? I don't know anymore. All the activist people tell me every day, Vito, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of being a disgusting cisgender white straight man who doesn't, hold up and empower these beautiful pear-shaped women with no curves and no boobs. What's wrong with you? Why do you have any standards, you sick, disgusting bastard? And part of me goes, you're right, I'm wrong. I'm a bad person. And part of me goes, no! We know this looks better. We know it. We know this looks better. And it's not because she's white. This could be a black girl, and I would still think it's fine. It's just the shape and the look. It looks terrible. But I don't know. Maybe I'm racist. Guys, why don't you tell me in the comments, is Vito a racist, a sexist, and a misogynist? Do I just need to step back and accept that this is the future of the female form. I don't get it. Why not just make guys will buy media that has attractive women in it. Like, why would you not want a large male audience? We're the ones who buy the toys, okay? No one's gonna buy a figure of frumpy April O'Neil. We don't want it. If you want to sell the merchandise and the art books and the comics, you gotta make sexy women. Am I crazy? I feel like I'm crazy. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. And guys, I'm so close. We're getting close to the finish line to finally launch the campaign for Super Killer. Head to superkiller.org, join the mailing list, and hopefully very soon you'll be able to purchase my comic, Super Killer, which has, I hate to say it, sexy women in it. I told the artist, make the boobs bigger. Like, am I a monster for saying that? I don't fucking know. I don't understand. Whatever.